Some of the flooring for one of our projects is in, so I need to go pick it up real quick because they are maxed out on their warehouse. This is the kitchen remodel that we kicked off a little while ago, and yeah, the floor and everything came in for it. Unfortunately, last week we weren't able to get much of the work done because we are waiting on some of the plumbing items to get addressed. We're moving the supply line from over here to the opposite wall, and we also had to bring in a gas line for the new range because they're going from electric to gas, so we need to be able to have that gas line for them. We've officially got all of the flooring unloaded. Each one of these boxes is 51 pounds, and I had to unload 63 of those by myself. That's a little over 3,200 pounds. I'm glad that it's all done now. I haven't looked over this floor yet. The original floor that we had picked out with the customer, unfortunately, due to shipping issues, wasn't gonna be here for over a month and a half. But they went through and picked out this Mannington Restoration Collection. I'm looking over the planks now. This is beautiful luxury laminate plank. The thing that really matters when selecting a floor, especially an LVP or a luxury laminate plank, is the wear layer. The things like a LifeProof floor that you can get from Home Depot, they don't have a very thick wear layer. So if you have kids or dogs, over time that will get scratches in it and you'll end up having to replace the flooring. One thing to keep in mind if you're ever going to be doing flooring yourself, or if you're going to have somebody doing flooring for you, is to know the difference between a luxury vinyl plank as well as a luxury laminate plank. So what the customer here selected is a luxury laminate plank. We install these quite often. The laminate products have gotten a lot better. These products tend to go over any dips and valleys in the subfloor or underlayment very well. So they're more rigid. The luxury vinyl planks are made from vinyl, which is a much more flexible product. So if you have any dips and valleys in your underlayment or subfloor, you will end up feeling those as you walk across. You can remedy it by putting in a self-leveler. Usually that helps out quite a bit, but you run the risk just as the house settles more and over time from usage, that leveler breaking apart and becoming what's called Rice Krispies. It's called that because it breaks apart into little pieces. It will literally feel like Rice Krispies up underneath your feet. I tend to like the luxury laminate planks a little bit more just because it feels like a more solid floor. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're ever going to be doing flooring yourself or have somebody else do it for you. Today we are back over here at this kitchen remodel, and we need to go ahead and put down the underlayment for the flooring that we're going to be installing. This way it levels everything out through this main area for when we go and lay the flooring. Before I do that, we need to come down here to this area and clean everything up where we're going to be laying it so that nothing gets up underneath it. We had a lot of demo that happened, so there's dust, there's nails, there's staples, and all different sorts of things. So we want to make sure none of that gets caught up underneath the underlayment. So let's go ahead, get that cleaned up, and then we'll start laying it. We've now gone ahead and got everything cleaned up for this area that we're going to be laying the underlayment. Unfortunately, over here, there's some weird cuts and not everything matches up well. We went ahead and pulled the line, so we're gonna take the circular saw, cut it even. That way we can just stack the boards and start running them without running into any weird cuts. We had a couple of hangups, mainly with trying to get some subcontractors in here. We had plumbers scheduled, but unfortunately one of the plumbers that we were using got sick. So we had to change our plan and enlist a different plumber that we also work with as well. And so they were finally able to sneak us in after about 2 weeks. They handled all the plumbing for over here. We had to move an outside water spigot from right here over to underneath the cabinet where the sink is. The reason being is where that old water spigot was at is going to be a lazy Susan, so it would have interfered with it. Additionally, they went ahead and ran a gas line. Now that that's all done, we can work on buttoning everything up. I have the drywallers coming here this weekend. They'll be getting started with replacing the drywall. So I need to go ahead, clean the place up. Also, I need to get the insulation rehung for the ceiling before they hang that drywall. So let's get to it. We got all the insulation put back up in the ceiling, so all this crud has kind of fallen down over here. We're gonna go ahead, get that swept up, and then put down some masking.
How many ways can I show you how much I love you? I try and I try and I try, but you just walk on by. How many times must I try? You see, I'm all about you.
We've now got all of the masking laid down for here, and we'll have the drywallers come in the next day or so. So with that, we are out of here. We'll give you an update once they're done.